a divine message you were meant to receive. Listen closely, my son, my daughter. You are not here by chance. This is not just another video. It is a direct command from heaven. I, the Lord, have seen you cry in silence when no one else was looking. I saw you kneel with a broken heart and whisper, God, are you still there? Can you still hear me? Today I answer, yes, I am here. I have always been here. I have sent one of the most powerful warriors in my heavenly army, Archangel Michael. And he does not come alone. He comes with a sword in hand and a message on his lips. He comes crying out for you because something was written for you that must be opened now. This is a sacred moment, a divine calling. You now face two paths. You can close this message and carry on with the emptiness, or stay and witness what all of heaven is shouting on your behalf. But understand this is not entertainment. It is a revelation. It is an answer, a miracle wrapped in words, and only those who stay until the end receive the reward. Don't get distracted. Don't walk away. If you hold on until the final moment, something inside you will awaken. And when it does, you'll know this wasn't just a message. It was God speaking directly to your soul. Heaven is stirred by your pain. You don't know what is moving in heaven right now as you watch this message, but I, your Father, reveal it to you. This is urgent. What you're about to hear cannot wait. Do not ignore it. This isn't a coincidence. It's a divine appointment. I am speaking directly to you, the one who sits in silence, battling inward storms. You who feels on the edge of collapse. You who asks why life has grown so heavy, why your prayers feel unanswered, why everything feels paused. There are things you cannot see, but I see everything. I tell you, Archangel Michael is crying loudly, and when my warrior weeps, it's not weakness, it's compassion. It's because he saw something you couldn't see. He saw the nights you fell asleep without hope. He saw the days when no one understood you, not even you. He saw the moments when you thought it might be better to disappear. And it hurts. It hurt so deeply that Michael cried, and that cry shook heaven. When my servant moves in pain, a spiritual battle begins. And this battle, this war, is for you. You don't know how many times hell has tried to destroy you, how many times lies were whispered into your mind. You're worthless. No one loves you. You'll never make it. But you're still standing. Why? Because I never let go of your hand. Even when you didn't see me, I was holding you. A threshold of glory awaits today. I speak because you are about to cross a sacred threshold, an invisible line that separates all you've lived through from what is coming. But to cross it, you must obey. And the command is this: open your heart. Do not shut this message off. Do not reject it. Archangel Michael stands ready, armed for battle. And you are the reason. Yes, you. Even if you feel unworthy, even if you think it's too late, even if your soul is exhausted, hell wants you destroyed because it knows what you carry inside. Your life holds divine purpose. Your pain is not wasted. Your story is not broken. It's being written in tears, but it will end in glory. Michael did not come to comfort you with pleasant words. He came with an order. Get up. Wake up. Do not give up. You are closer to fulfillment than you realize. Promises bear your name. prayers are still hovering in the air, waiting for you to believe again. And I am here, speaking to you, because I love you more than you can imagine. I will not let the enemy steal what belongs to you. I am the God who fights for you, the God who sends angels to protect you, the God who chose you when the world rejected you. So do not close this message. What comes next is even stronger. The sky is not silent. It is crying, interceding, fighting for you, and you will not fall because I am holding you. Write in the comments, I receive this word in my heart. I hear what others cannot. I saw you turn off the light and stare at the ceiling without saying a word. I saw you take a deep breath, swallow your tears, and think, what's the point of praying if nothing changes? I saw you hide your pain so you wouldn't burden anyone. I saw you say, I'm okay, even though you were broken inside. Do you think I don't hear your silent screams? Do you think heaven needs your lips to move to know your soul's agony? I am God. I hear what no one else hears. I understand what you cannot even put into words. Heaven does not stay quiet when your soul screams. That is why Archangel Michael rose to his feet, not by accident, not by impulse. He stood because your soul cried so loudly the sky trembled. Few could endure what you have endured in silence. You think your life is on pause, but let me tell you what no one else has dared to say. You are not stagnant. You are being refined. I am working in the hidden places, while you hold faith in what you cannot yet see. Even if the results seem delayed, the process is advancing. I saw how hard it was to get out of bed. I saw the strength it took not to fall. I see everything. I ignore nothing. Your prayers have not been in vain. Your tears have not hit the ground without meaning. Every tear has been collected, every word recorded. So do not believe the lie that you are alone. Every time your soul cried out without a voice, I responded in silence. Heaven is speaking. This message is for you. I sent people, signs, and invisible forces to uphold you through the storm. That was me. Now it's time I reveal something sacred to you. The enemy tried to convince you that you were abandoned, but he trembled when he saw you kept praying, even without words. He knows that a wounded soul still clinging to faith is more powerful than any army. You don't need to explain how you feel. I already know. While you cried silently in your bed, I was already sending a response. Archangel Michael did not come alone. He comes with a sword, with justice, with spiritual reinforcements. Because your battle is not ordinary. This is a war for your destiny. You mistook silence for absence, but in silence I was working on what you couldn't see. Chains are breaking, enemies are confused, doors that were locked are beginning to creak. I am the God who opens what no one can shut. Don't think for a second that I am far away. I am so near, I'm using this very word to speak to you now. I don't need a full church to move. I only need your open heart. And if you choose to believe, heaven will manifest in your life like never before. Your tears have activated heaven. Today I reaffirm something the enemy tried to erase from your memory. I do not stay silent when you suffer. I do not forget those who seek me. I do not ignore the one who cries out from the depths of their soul. You have cried. You have resisted. That's why you won't fall. The next message will reveal why the battle intensified just when you thought you were about to succeed. Because when you're close to victory, hell unleashes fury. And that's where divine intervention begins. But for now, hold this truth close. I heard the cry of your soul, and I am already acting. Write in the comments, my soul cries out, and God answers. This is not just a bad season, this is spiritual war. You thought what was happening to you was a coincidence, just everyday problems, a rough patch, but this is deeper. It's spiritual. You were about to give up. That's why I need you to hear me with your heart, because this isn't for everyone. It's for those who feel like they can't go on, but still refuse to stop believing. You've been pushed to the edge by thoughts you never had before, by a weariness no amount of rest could fix, by a discouragement that sleep, tears, and conversation couldn't cure. And you've asked, why is everything falling apart just when I'm trying to do things right? I'll answer, because what rose against you is not human, it's spiritual. Because you began to draw near to me. You started to seek me. You left behind what distanced you. You opened your heart, and that made the enemy tremble. It's no coincidence your friendships began to shift. No accident that things got harder when you decided to walk with me. Not by chance that, as you tried to pray more, your mind was filled with guilt, sorrow, and emptiness. That was war, and you didn't even know it. Yet even without full understanding, you resisted. Though you fell, you got back up. Though you doubted, you never fully let go of your faith. And that's why heaven refused to let go of you. You are not weak. You are chosen. Listen carefully. You are not weak because you're tired. You are not less spiritual because you're afraid. You are not less mine because you've cried. You are brave, brave for staying here, for continuing to seek, for not closing this word. I saw you thinking about giving up when you whispered, God, if you don't speak to me, I don't know what will happen. I don't even have the strength to ask for help anymore. It was then, when your soul reached its breaking point, that I activated heaven. I summoned angels. I dispatched reinforcements. I unleashed war. And at the front of it all, I placed someone who never fails. Archangel Michael. Michael doesn't descend for trivial reasons. But when one of my children is on the verge of falling, I don't wait. I act. You are not ordinary. You are mine. And no one touches what belongs to me without facing my justice. What is coming will be spiritual confrontation, cleansing. Yes, it will hurt, but it will heal, and you'll need to be strong. I'm not promising comfort. I'm promising victory. But to reach it, you'll have to fight. Not with shouting, revenge, or pride. You'll fight with faith, bent knees, fasting, forgiveness, and obedience. No one can take that fight from you, because when you fight for what is righteous, heaven fights with you. You were meant to overcome. There is inheritance waiting. There is a spiritual inheritance waiting for you. A divine promise has been quietly maturing in the shadows. The enemy believed that if he could distract you long enough, if he wounded you deeply, if he convinced you that you were worthless, you would abandon the path before ever reaching fulfillment. But what the enemy didn't realize is this: your wounds didn't cancel your calling. Even with scars, even after failures, you remain part of the plan. When he saw he couldn't destroy you from within, he shifted his attack externally. He sent problems, betrayal, illness, and doors that closed without explanation. All of it was a strategy to stop you. But what the enemy didn't anticipate was the arrival of Archangel Michael. He didn't expect you to still be standing. He didn't count on your faith, worn down, yes, but still burning. And Michael does not come as a mere messenger. He comes as a warrior, as a sword unsheathed, as a shield for your soul. Heaven doesn't send diplomats into battle. It sends fighters. Even if you cannot see it, you are being protected. There are threats that were scheduled to destroy you this week, but they were blocked. People who were meant to harm you became confused. Plans formed against you didn't touch you, because heaven intervened first. I do not allow my children to walk alone toward their purpose. When I send a promise, I send protection. When I allow a battle, I prepare reinforcements. You are being strengthened right now, not with human strength, but with the power of heaven. What's coming is glory. What lies ahead is not only a fight, it's a reward, a response, restoration, honor, fulfillment. You didn't endure everything you've been through just to survive. You're going to live the promises I made. You will see what you prayed for. You will touch what you waited for in tears. But you must understand, spiritual warfare isn't designed to kill you. It's designed to prepare you. It removes what doesn't work. It strips away what holds you back. It shapes your character, sharpens your faith, and teaches discernment. Not everyone can carry what I am about to place in your hands. So I have been forming you in silence, molding you through pain, cleansing you with fire, because what you carry will set others free. Don't forget, when Michael descends with weapons, heaven is moving urgently. And if heaven is urgent, hell is desperate. And if hell is desperate, you are closer to purpose than you think. Hold on. Stay. Don't let go of this word. What is coming for you comes from heaven, and no one can stop it. Write in the comments, I received the ransom from heaven. It was never a coincidence. It was a spiritual ambush. Did you think the pain you endured was just chance? Just bad luck? No, my child. None of it was coincidence. Today I speak plainly. It was all a spiritual ambush, coldly calculated and executed by the enemy with one goal, to stop your destiny. But what hell didn't calculate was this. Your victory was already written before the battle ever began. Look back. Doors shut for no reason. Loved ones turned against you. Your strength, your passion, your vision, all vanished at once. That's not normal. That's not routine hardship. That was a spiritual attack disguised as daily life. You thought it was punishment. You thought it was your fault, that you'd failed me and I'd withdrawn my protection. But I never stopped being there. I was in tears. Every fall. Every silent moment. Your awakening threatened darkness. Do you want to know why the attack was so precise? Because hell had been reading your steps. They saw you approaching places of blessing. They saw you laying down the habits that didn't build you. They saw you praying with fresh devotion. They saw you wake up in the middle of the night whispering my name. And hell was afraid. Because there is one thing the enemy fears most. A child of mine who discovers who they truly are. A child who stops living like a victim and starts walking like an heir. You, though still uncertain, had begun to awaken. That's when the ambush came. Fatigue surrounds you. Dark thoughts flooded you. Disappointment pressed against you. And you began to think, is there anything left worth fighting for? But I am here to tell you, it was all part of the enemy's plan, and heaven neutralized it. Though your body was weakened, I strengthened your spirit. Though your emotions fractured, I kept your soul intact. Though surrender seemed inevitable, I sent Michael with a sword drawn. Why? Because your name is written in my book of purpose, and no enemy, no matter how strategic, can erase what I've decreed. You were targeted because you carry something sacred. When the enemy ambushes, it's because he fears what you're becoming. You don't attack someone who has nothing. You attack someone who carries something priceless. And you carry a calling. You carry promises. You carry a fire that still burns, even when the wind is strong. I allowed you to see that ambush, not to break you, but to train you, to show you how to fight, not to make pain familiar, but to teach that no evil strategy can overcome someone who depends on me. Stop wandering in confusion. Stop asking, why is this happening to me? Now you know. Hell tried to cut you off before your time, but heaven arrived first. You will rise from this process with greater discernment, deeper faith, clearer vision, and spiritual authority that will make darkness tremble the next time it comes near. And what follows will be glory. Your tears were not wasted. They activated heaven. You thought you were alone in your tears. You thought they were useless, that crying meant weakness. You thought no one saw, that I didn't hear. But I came today to rewrite that belief completely. Your tears shifted the spiritual realm. Would I, your father, allow your soul to break without purpose? Never. I repeat, I do not waste your tears. I collect them, I record them, I transform them into victories. There were times you couldn't even speak. You only cried. And yet heaven moved. You don't know how many angels were activated every time your tears fell with faith. You don't know how the spiritual realm rose in alarm when you whispered, God, I don't understand, but I trust. Those tears were fire. Fire that burned invisible chains. Fire that broke walls you couldn't see. Fire that hell could not endure. The enemy thought your pain would silence you, thought your suffering would snuff you out. But no, that pain lit your spirit. That cry made you stronger. Your soul connected with me so deeply heaven had to respond. Do you know what you awakened with your tears? You activated angels. You activated unseen protection. You resurrected promises. You awakened my compassion, my tenderness, my power. And when you thought you were alone, I had my hand on your head. My spirit was comforting you in the silence. You didn't feel it, but I was closer than ever. Your tears opened doors that strength could never unlock. When your tears spoke heaven's language. Your tears spoke to me in a language not even you understood. They said, even though it hurts, I still believe. And that is the definition of true faith. Faith doesn't shine brightest when everything is easy. True faith endures when the world is falling apart, and yet you continue to pray. Faith is choosing not to let go of my hand when no one else understands your pain. Faith is crying before me and refusing to flee from my presence. That's why I'm speaking to you now, because your tears moved my heart. And when my heart is moved, I never remain still. I act. I intervened. I save. I lift. I restored it. I will honor what you've cried for you. Didn't cry just for yourself. You cried for your home, your family, your children, your past, and your wounds. And I will honor each one of those tears. I will turn your mourning into laughter, your suffering into testimony, your darkest night into daybreak, your lament into praise. Not because you did everything perfectly, but because you allowed me to enter your pain. And every time you do, I transform the broken into something glorious. In the next message, I will show you how those tears have already begun to shift the spiritual atmosphere, how the prayers you whispered in secret are beginning to take root. But for now, let this truth settle in your spirit. Never underestimate the power of a tear shed in faith. Where the world sees weakness, I see divine strength. Write in the comments, "My tears move heaven." I never left you. Not for a moment you thought I had abandoned you, that I was distant or tired of you, that you had walked away and I had stopped caring. But you were wrong. I never left. I never let go of your hand, not even for a second. What you called silence, I called preparation. What you labeled abandonment, I was using as a strategy. While you were crying and asking why I wasn't responding, I was issuing divine orders. I was arming Michael. I was positioning angels. I was preparing the counterattack. But hear me with an open soul. I do not move by human clocks. I move through perfect time. You wanted answers in your timing, but what's coming is so magnificent, so delicate. It had to be prepared like an army before battle. And while you were searching for me with a broken heart, I was sharpening Michael's sword. I was clothing him in glory. I was assigning your name, your cause, your cry. You didn't realize it, but heaven was mobilizing on your behalf. I am the God who stays. Do you really think I forget those who seek me sincerely? That I abandon you just because you failed? That I stop loving you because you made mistakes? I am the God who never abandons. I am the Father who never retracts his love. I am the voice that keeps speaking even when you don't listen. If I allowed silence to linger, it was to build something inside you. Resilience, patience, maturity, dependence, and real faith, not passing emotion. Because what I'm about to place in your life is not ordinary. I cannot give you something glorious if your soul isn't ready to hold it. Before the blessing, the preparation, remember all the times you asked me to use you for something great, to see miracles, to become an answer for others. You are now on that path. But before giving you visibility, I had to give you depth. Before lifting you before crowds, I had to teach you how to kneel. Before showering you with blessings, I had to strip away pride, fear, and doubt. All of this happened during the season you misjudged as my absence. But I tell you again, with love, I was never closer to you than on the days you thought I was gone. While you slept with a weary heart, I was speaking with Michael. I was giving him coordinates. I was aligning the heavens. I was breaking the enemy's plans before they even touched you. I didn't leave. I was working. I was orchestrating your rescue. I was clearing the battlefield. I was canceling the traps. I was branding your name with holy fire. But I did not condemn you. I covered you. I cleansed you. I held you. And now I am lifting you again. Michael cries because the attack is real. But he also cries because he knows victory is guaranteed if you remain under my hand. You are not defined by the battle. You are marked by God. Don't minimize what you're facing, but don't overestimate what the enemy can do either. If the enemy has marked you, I have already sealed you, and my seal carries greater power than any shadow. My seal is not founded on your perfection. It rests on my grace. In the next message, I'll reveal how heaven is already writing a new chapter in your story, one that the enemy cannot erase. But for now, remember this. Even though your name may be marked in the enemy's war book, I have already written it in the book of life. Write in the comments, I am marked by God, not the enemy. This is not your final chapter. Son, daughter, it doesn't matter how your previous chapter ended. It doesn't matter how many times you failed, how many doors slammed shut, how many people walked away, or how much pain you carried in silence. This is not the end of you. I, your God, am already writing another page. And it is not a page of defeat. It's not a premature ending. It's not a full stop. It's a comma, a pause, a breath before something new. You will not fight this battle with human strength. You will fight it with obedience, with humility, with truth, with faith. There is no chain that can withstand my presence in a surrendered heart. You have the courage to let go, the courage to invite me in, the courage to hand over that wound you've never spoken aloud, that memory that still stings, that name you can't utter without something tightening inside you. I did not come to judge you. I came to break you free, to restore what was stolen, your peace, your dignity, your identity. Where curses once marked you, now comes life. There are people who've been branded by curse-laced words since childhood. You're useless. You'll never amount to anything. No one will ever love you. You're a burden. Those phrases became shackles. But today, I come with words of life. You are my child. I love you. I want you free. I lift you up. Don't ignore this moment. Heaven is ready to do something supernatural inside of you. If you choose to believe, if you open your heart, if you surrender what you've been carrying, you will feel chains fall, shackles break, pressure lift, relief poured in. This won't be an emotion. It will be freedom, true freedom, the kind only my presence can give. Write in the comments, today, my chains fell. Michael's tears are a warning and a sign of breakthrough. Don't misunderstand this. Michael's tears are not a sign of defeat. They're a sign of compassion, a sign of urgency, a sign of an imminent battle. He's not crying because he's losing. He's crying because heaven is about to strike with full force, and what's about to break will shake every spiritual structure. You don't yet see everything moving in the unseen realm. You don't know how many threads are stretching, how many chains are loosening, how many dark structures are trembling at this very moment. And Michael, who has seen countless wars, who has conquered principalities and shattered evil armies, knows what's coming for your life is not ordinary. This is liberation that rewrites legacies. That's why he cries, because he knows you are closer to freedom than you've ever been. And he also knows the enemy will do everything to stop you from reaching the finish. This is a threshold moment. That's why today I need you firm, attentive, willing, and awake, because you're standing at the threshold. You cannot go back now. You can't give up or fall asleep in the middle of this spiritual war. Michael is crying for you, not out of sadness, but out of honor. He saw the countless times you almost gave up, the times hell surrounded you, the guilt that crushed you, and the days when surrender seemed easier than pressing on. And yet, you're still here. That has immense value in heaven. Michael weeps in reverence for what God is about to do with you. You thought it was the end, but for heaven, this is only the beginning, the breakthrough, the crack where glory slips through, the moment where everything starts to change. The breaking is your becoming. What's going to break is more than the chains that bound you. What will break is your old identity, your former self, the labels of failure, the fears disguised as caution, the trauma disguised as personality. All of that is going to shatter, and you will emerge different. Because when heaven truly touches someone, nothing stays the same. Not how you think, not how you feel, not how you pray, not how you walk. Michael cries because your breakthrough won't just free you. It will open the way for your household, your children, your generations, and those silently watching you, hoping your faith is real. And yes, it is real. It's so real that the entire heavens are moving right now on your behalf. His tears are not weakness. They are heaven's preparation for glory. Let it break. Let it pour out. You can feel it. Something inside you is stirring. Don't ignore it. Don't suppress it. Let it break. Let it pour out. Let it shatter everything that no longer builds you. Because I, your God, am not interested in your external image. I desire your true heart. If you surrender, I pour out. If you confess, I cleanse. If you obey, I will restore. If you remain, I will fulfill. In the next message, I will show you what happened when your name was spoken on the throne and the spiritual world trembled in response. But for now, know this. You are not breaking without purpose. You are being prepared. What's about to break is keeping you from living freely. Write in the comments, break what no longer lets me move forward. Your name was spoken from the throne. Yes, son. Yes, daughter. Your name was spoken from the throne, deliberately, with intention and divine authority, not by accident, not by mistake. While you were enduring the darkest season of your battle, thinking no one noticed, I spoke your name before the heavenly armies. I proclaimed it loudly, with purpose and conviction. And when I did, hell shook. Your name was already written in my book, on a page reserved for warriors who fall but rise again, who pray even when they feel nothing, who are not perfect but are mine. And you are mine. The enemy thought he had you cornered. He thought that wound would silence you forever. But when I spoke your name, the entire strategy of darkness began to unravel. Heaven doesn't need you to shout for me to respond. Sometimes it only takes your name spoken from my throne, and chains begin to loosen, doors begin to open, answers begin to descend, and the atmosphere begins to shift. You are known in heaven. Do you know what it means when I say your name? It means you are known in heaven. It means you are not insignificant. It means you are marked by promise. It means that even if hell despises you, I've got your back. When Michael heard your name from my lips, he stood tall, drew his sword, and descended with authority. Because nothing stirs heaven more than a child in struggle, still holding on to faith. A child who, though wounded, believes anyway, seeks anyway, hopes anyway. I saw that in you, and that's why I honored you with my voice. You thought I only spoke the names of public figures, spiritual celebrities, perfect people in perfect places. No, son. No, daughter. My kingdom does not revolve around appearances. It revolves around heart. And yours, though broken, is sincere. That's why I declared your name. That's why I released it. That's why I let all of heaven hear it. This was a decree hell could not cancel. And when I did, hell trembled. Because what I said wasn't mere acknowledgement. It was a decree, a sentence, a heavenly proclamation that no power can revoke. I spoke your name with authority, and all of heaven aligned with you. Michael descended because he knew battle was inevitable, but he also knew the victory had already been written, and your name is on it. In the next message, I will show you how angels are positioned and the shift that's about to take place in your favor. But for now, understand this. You don't need to raise your voice for me to hear you. You just need to be real, and I will declare your name before all of heaven. Write in the comments, "My name is in heaven, and hell trembles." You're not alone. Come walk with us. Before you leave this moment with God, I invite you not to walk alone. Subscribe to the channel so you can continue receiving words that inspire you, strengthen your soul, and reveal heaven's heart. Tap the bell so you don't miss what heaven wants to keep speaking to you. Like this message if it touched your heart. Share it with someone you know who needs it. And remember, if this word reached you, it wasn't by chance. It was an answer. And there's more. The next video is already on your screen. God still has something to say. Don't leave without hearing what's coming next. See you there. May heaven embrace you, and may your faith never be extinguished.